Afternoon everybody, I hope we are all well and ready for another flag. The Queen's Jubilee here in the UK, so I thought we'd do a regal flag this week. So the colour's purple, and we're going to look at stitching a crown. This is the one that I've got. I got this one, I think it's off the internet. It's one of the official crown symbol things. So I've got myself some purple thread. I've got Danish cotton thread. I've got some purple dyed fabric that I'm going to have in my background, and then I thought, seeing as that it's quintessentially British and we love a cup of tea, I've got part of an old tablecloth. Need my iron. Needs a bit of an iron. Oh, bit of a dyed one. Plug that in. Oh. There we go. Bit of a dyed tablecloth. Quintessentially British. We all like our afternoon tea. So I thought, right, I sounded like the Queen then. I thought, right, okay, afternoon tea, bit of a tablecloth, bit of purple, and we're going to do a crown. This is the one that I'm going to do. I'm going to do it as just like a line. I love continuous line drawing, so I'm going to do it back stitch with maybe a daisy chain and other bits and pieces. I'm going to keep it quite simple. I'm going to have a purple border, and I'm going to cut this out so that it is a little bit smaller. So I've got like a purple border. I was going to stitch straight into, oh, it's not doing properly. There we go. I was going to stitch straight into the purple, but I realised if I stitched into the purple with purple, you wouldn't see it. Because we're going a bit regal, you could do gold, it could have glitters on it, you could do any type of crown. It could be like a little kid's crown or origami crown, totally up to you. But the idea is that we are all queens for a day today. Here we go. So I would imagine there's going to be street parties going on all over the UK. I don't know what we're doing yet. See what the weather's like later. Maybe a barbecue, or I might go somewhere. Not quite sure. Not quite sure. Right, take that out. There we go. Because I don't want to go and burn myself. Which tends to be what I end up doing with irons these days. Right then, okie dokie, let's get comfortable. Right, so I've got that. I've got my background cut out, used my template as usual. So I need to cut this out just a little bit smaller. I just thought it's quite nice actually using a tablecloth. So it could be the end of a napkin, edge of a napkin. You might even just stitch it onto the corner of a napkin, or it could be a handkerchief or anything at all. But I think one of the key things is this week has to be purple. So that's the colour of the Jubilee this year. Obviously any shade of purple. It could be lilac. I quite like this because there's like a little bit of a motif on it, and I thought, oh, if I can get that in the middle of my crown, that was not very straight, that will be quite cute. So that's going to go on there, and even trim that to that line, give it a nice neat edge. There we go. Right, so that's going to go on like this. Right, to get a pin. Oops. So I'm just going to do a back stitch at the top, just to make sure that that does not move. So I'll do it just below. Oh, actually I might just do a little running stitch. So I hope everybody's well. Don't know how many people are watching this today. If you're in the UK, you might have some event planned, or that you're going to something, or I don't know. Hopefully there'll be all sorts on. I'm hoping it's all still okay and all going ahead, because I'm filming this quite a few weeks in advance, so the world could have changed by the time that everybody sees this. We just don't know. But I'm enjoying having some time to stitch all these flags. It's sort of taking over everything, really. There's lots of other things I should be doing. I'm pretty sure of that, but hey ho. Keeps you happy. Right, tie that up at the back. So that's just attached my 2 layers together. I'm not going to stitch down the sides or anything like that, because once I actually stitch my crown on, it'll hold it in place. It's a little bit like a flag on a flag, which is very apt because there'll be bunting and stuff everywhere. So it's quite apt. It's like a little flag on a flag. Right then, so now comes the tricky bit. I've got to draw it on here. So I drew it out just so I sort of knew where it was. This is a water soluble pen, so I know that when I've finished I can wash it out. So I'm going to draw my little loops first, because I've got like a pattern on the background of this. You can sort of fit it in and just work out where it's going to go, and then you can do your little loopy bits. So there, they're going to come up the middle. So I wanted that to go up the middle, so that just works quite nicely. There we go. And then here got my other little loops, and then that comes down to that there. So these will probably, don't know, I had thought that I could do them as daisy stitches. Okay. Then I need the top of my crown up there in the middle. And that comes down the side. So you can see there's no point stitching down the sides unless you particularly want to. Right, don't know how well you can see that. I can sort of just make it out, but I've just got sort of like the key bits on. That's there. Right, let's make a start. Okay, so I'm going to pop a few just little pins in, just so that it doesn't let it move. Sorry, got my arm in the way there. I'll just hold it together. Okay, right, I'm going to put a knot in it. Oh, I haven't said we're on week 22. Well, maybe I have said we are on week 22. I don't know. Can't believe it. We're nearly halfway through the year. That is just absolutely bonkers. So it's just a case then of doing a little back stitch. Now you could do it chain stitch, you could couch it down, so you could lay a thread on and couch it. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see this. Just see it started off there. Okay, right, so I'm going to come up to my first little shape. So these ones here, my loops at the bottom, I'm going to do those as disconnected daisy chains. So we've done these before. We did them on week 20. So it's just laying down your thread, go back down where you were, come up at the top. Oops, there we go. And then Now, because we want it to be quite specific as to where they go, and I don't want them to move, what I'm also going to do is just to make sure that they stay in the right place. So I've got my little loop there. I'm just going to couch down just either side. So a couching stitch is just a tiny little stitch that just jumps over, oops, the edge of your thread. So my thread's there, I've come up at this side, I'm just going to go down the other side, and all that will do then is just make sure that my little daisy just stays there in the right place. There we go. Right, and then come back out the bottom of that, on to the next one. So you could interpret this again, like I've said, sound like a, I don't know what I was going to say then. I don't know what they call it when somebody says the same thing again and again and again. But I keep saying the same thing again and again and again each week, is that this is just your prompt. I'm going to get you going, get you thinking. So it's actually when I was busy talking at the beginning, I'd said, oh, an origami crown. I thought, oh, I could have done an origami fabric crown. That would have been kind of cool, especially if you think that I really enjoyed doing the origami butterfly. Okay, right, going to my next one. So I'm going to do another disconnected chain. Look up in the middle. Create my loop. Now this is quite a big one, so I've got to make sure that I don't pull this too tight. So just lay it down over the shape, get enough thread. Look from the inside, make sure I don't pull it too tight. Back down, oops, oh goodness me, take that out now, there we go. And then again, just to stop it from going back on itself, so one little jump at one side and then a little one at the other side. There we go. Wiggle it about. There we are. So there's our first two. Back out the bottom and onto the next one. You could play around with different colours if you wanted. You could applique a crown shape on first and then stitch around it. You could just cut a crown out, and I can remember an idea with the kid was just like a zigzag top. And then you could embellish around the bottom so it's got jewels on it. Even put a fur trim. I just felt with it being the Jubilee for the Queen, it'd be a brilliant prompt, mainly the purple. Turn my light on, I think. The light's gone really funny today. There we go. Keeps being really super sunny. And then, because we're south facing, you get the clouds come over. And it goes so dark because we're surrounded by trees around the back of the house. So when it goes dark, it goes super dark. Right, so again. Just lay it over. So if you want to transfer a design, one of the things that you can do, I'll take a photograph of mine and I'll stick it on the Ko-fi page. So you could print it out if you wanted to, and then you could put it on a window and then just lay fabric over the top and then just trace it, or just freehand, whichever you fancy doing if you want to do this one. But have a look at other ones. You might do a tiara rather than a crown. So there we are, we've got the bottom bit going on there. Right, let's head up to the next layer. It's actually going nicer than I thought. It's one of those things, you have the idea and you think, yeah, this is going to look good, and then when I was getting all the fabrics and everything out, it was like, ooh, not 100% sure this is going to work. There we go. So I'm not really going to use many other stitches really. I've got my back stitch. When I get up here I'll probably do daisy stitches as well, or disconnected chains, sorry. I had ummed and ahed about I might do them in like a goldy yellow maybe. I might still do that, so I might just do my back stitch just to get my basic shape, and then I can come back and add in the extra bits. Like I say, I could add some embellishments on there. Right, so where am I going now? Going up to there. So this time I'm just going to go up to the point of where my next shape is, and then I'm going to carry on to the next one, and then I'll decide. I'm not quite there. I'll decide then whether or not I want to do them in the same colour. So I'm going across now. You just think your glasses work, and then sometimes you're busy looking and you just think, oh, I need my eyes testing. I think it's because it's blue on blue. It's sending me a little bit doolally. Right, up to the next one. Obviously you can put me on speed stitch and you can forward it on. Right, to the next one. Concentrating so much it's not like me not to say anything. I would imagine most of you have got me on speed stitch now. It's not very exciting just sitting and watching somebody doing a back stitch. I apologise. Oh, my voice has gone like Yorkshire again now. It's got to be posh. It's the Queen's Jubilee. I wonder if the Queen stitches, or I wonder if she has stitched. I know she likes embroidery. Obviously not personally, I know that she likes embroidery. But we have like the Royal School of Needlework. And I know she's gone and visited it in the past. And I'm a member of our fabricology group trained at the Royal School of Needlework, and she stitched for the Queen. I bet that was really nerve-wracking. Right, we're off. So you can see I've got my little loopy there. It's not exactly in proportion with my little doodle, but we're getting there. Oh, that was a big sigh. I think what I actually need to do is just clean my glasses. I think that would make a massive difference. My hay fever's gone crackers today. I ran out of hay fever tablets and I haven't taken any for 2 days. And my nose has just gone bonkers today. And sneezing as well. Proper whooshooing. Right, so I need to come down. But I'm going to run out of thread. Right, if I come up in the middle, and then I'm going to do another chain stitch at the top. So because I've not got a lot of thread left, I'll do that now. And then I can just re-thread my needle. There we go. Right, so go into the back. I'm going to flip it round, just tie it off and then re-thread my needle. The image that I'm using, this one here, I just found it when I did a bit of a Google search on the internet. Just had a panic then, thinking, oh my god, I better check if there's a copyright on it. But I will check, and I'll probably, if I can find out where I got it from, I'll put a link to it on the blurb just so you can have a look. But there's loads out there, loads of different illustrations and doodles of crowns, so feel free to have a look at, for other ones, or make your own. Oh, haste, less haste. No, less haste, less haste, more speed, less haste, less haste. Oh, I don't know what it is. Slow down. Slow down, you go too fast. You gotta make the morning last just. That's a song that my dad used to, well, I think my dad used to listen to. Oh, it's feeling groovy. Oh, feeling groovy. Do, 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 do. Either that or I used to play that. I used to play the organ when I was younger. Wondering if it was in one of my music books. Maybe, who knows. Thread's getting tangled. There we go. Right, so, woohoo, we're coming down to the end bit. There we go. And then I've just got the little fancy bits to do. Now the question is do I keep them purple or do I do a different colour? I think I'll keep it purple, but I might end up maybe filling them maybe with a little bit of a satin stitch. Not sure. Okay. Satin stitch might be quite nice actually, maybe. Oh, I don't know. My original plan was just to do it as a little illustration. Little stitched illustration. So I think for now I might just keep to that. Chain stitches are great for just adding little bits on. So it's just the coming up, grab hold of your thread, go back down, create your stitch, make sure the thread goes underneath the point of your needle, and then jump over the top. Okay, right, this one I'm going to do a bit like a fly stitch. So similar sort of thing, but you just don't go down the same hole. You do the width of your stitch and then make your stitch, pop it down, jump over. That gives you a V shape. You'll find a lot of these stitches are very much like them each other. It's just where your needle goes in and out and where you actually make the connections. There we go. I'm going to do a big one up here. Now this one, I want it to sort of not have straight lines. So I want it to come in a little bit. So if you need to control where it's going, little couching stitch. So just bring it up at one side, jump over and just pull that thread in and go back down your hole. Same at the other side, decide where you want it to go, just there, jump over my thread and pull it in. There we go, it just brings the side in. Then I can just do the stitches across the top and down the side. There we go. This is looking kind of cute. So back to my chain stitch. Oops. A few frayed edges. There we go, last one at the other side. There we go. Done. Right, tie it off at the back. Right, let's have a look. Cute. Oh, I like that. It's probably not very crowny. Probably should squash those up just a little bit. Maybe just spread it out just a little bit too much. But I quite like that. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I don't think I'm going to add anything else. I was going to put some yellow on. Maybe a yellow. I don't know. Oh, maybe I should. Do we go with a bit of yellow, bit of gold? Not sure. do? What do we do? What do we do? What else have I got? Let's have a look. Ooh, got some blingy things. Ooh, woohoo. Ooh, I don't know what these are. I don't know if it's bits out of some jewellery or something. Not bothered about those because they're bright green, but bit of sparkle. Look at those. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, it's a bit more crown-like, isn't it? Or is it a bit much? Looks like eyeballs. Makes it look like a face. Or do I just have one? One, oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Now, do I go gold side or sparkles? Gold. Could go gold, sparkles, gold. Oh, that's quite cute. I think if I put any more on, that might be too much. Ooh, but they're starlight shapes. Oh, look at that. Oh, that could go in the middle there. Oh. Or do I go? Or do I go with all those? I think they must sit on the top. Oh God, they sit on the top. That's a double. Is that just too much? Do I just put one? It's not enough. Is that one? That one and that one. Then do I do that as a double? No, keep that one like that. Right, decision made. So I need to stitch these on now. Oh, right then. So I'm just going to tack them on. So hold on, I'll hold it up. So there's some little jewellery findings. A little bit of bling on there. Kind of cute. So I just need to couch these on. Just hold them in place. So if you just come up like the middle. So these could be beads, buttons. I usually find some of the best places to get things like this are like your local charity shop, and just go and look at old bits of jewellery and ones that you can take to pieces, because you end up with things then normally that you just can't buy in a bead shop. Oh yeah, it did. It needed a little bit of bling. Bit of bling in its life. I suppose the Queen's probably a lot of bling, or she has had. Well, she's got a lot of bling. So I suppose it's only right. There's a little bit of sparkle on there. Just look at it. I have a little tub that has in loads of bits and pieces. Some things that I've bought, taken to pieces. Some of them are bits that I've been given. And they're just in a little dish, and it's just great when you start stitching and you just think, oh, I'm not quite sure what I need. And then just something just pops out. Whereas if you've got them all hidden away somewhere, you know, if you need to go and look for beads and things, you can just go and look through like whatever beads and tins and stuff like that you've got, but it can be a bit of a faff. So I just have a little dish. This one's a little wooden dish that just has in it just all sorts of bits and pieces, just bits of beads, buttons, things I've been given, all sorts. A lot of the time as well, they're not things I would normally use within my works. It might not be the right colour that I'd normally use, or just something that when you look at it you think, oh, I'm not sure if that's me. But when you're doing something like this, it just ends up being perfect. Right then, let's get it on the tack. I've done the glue stick. Just had it earlier on because I tidied my desk. Fatal error. There it is. Fatal Fatal error. Don't tidy your desk. Okay, there we go. Just had a sudden thought then. I might put 2 more of these on. Put 2 that match. Yeah. I might put them on the corners. There and there. Oh, very regal and very pretty. Right. I'm being very hopeful that my thread is going to reach. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on. There we go. Through the middle. Just tack that down. Come on, needle, you know you want to go through. There we go. 2, 3. So if you put your needle through from the front, it just makes your life a little bit easier. Done my usual with this one was, I do this a lot with my work. You come up with an idea that you think is going to be really good. And about 5 minutes into it, you think this is absolutely rubbish. And then something happens and it sort of starts coming back together again. Which is why I always think you should persevere with stuff. Don't just give up and think, oh, it's not working or anything like that. Just keep stitching. And you'll come up with an idea. And if you don't at the end of the day, as long as you've enjoyed yourself stitching, not the end of the world if it's not perfect. And who's to say it's not? Somebody else will probably look at it and think it's absolutely brilliant. So there we go. I was hoping to have got some purple little love hearts, but I haven't, so I've had to have gone with the blue. So there we go, week 22. A little bit of a regal sort of crown. It's a little bit distorted, but hey ho, I'm really happy with it. So I hope you have a lovely Friday, lovely Jubilee if you're here in the UK or celebrating anywhere else, and I will see you same time, same place next week. Mwah.